Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of NC-17. My name is Josh, and today with us we have a very special guest who I am honored to have on here because I've seen some of his movies. We have S.J. Herman. How you doing today?
Good. How you doing, Brent?
I'm pretty good, pretty good. Before we get into your books and your movies and stuff like that, kind of if you can give a little bit of a background of like your childhood, and was this something you wanted to do growing up, or is it something that just kind of popped into your life one day?
Well, I'm not sure if I saw myself doing this in the future, but when I was younger, me and my buddies used to go out into the woods and just like hook up fireworks to ships and send them down the river and film them. So I guess that would be my early start into filmmaking, but I never saw myself actually making films. So, but before I actually got into writing and filmmaking, I was an artist.
Okay.
So
Yeah. Uh, Writing, like, is it two different beasts, writing a book and writing a movie, and also like because you turn your books into screenplays, is it like a tasking thing to do?
oh yeah, it can be difficult because when you write books, they always tell you tell, don't show when you write a book, and then when you write a script, there's always show, don't tell. So you have to kind of flip that around because in a book you could just write down the character's thoughts, but you can't relay that on film. So you have to find that balance of relaying what they're feeling and what's going in their head through emotions on screen, and that's pretty difficult to do at times.
Uh, uh, oh, you there? I think we lost SJ. He should be back on here in a minute. Uh, no, all right, you there?
I connect.
It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, writing your books is would you say that's more of a passion, or is it making movies more of a passion now?
Oh, uh, I want to get back into writing. I kind of miss it, but I would say filmmaking is my passion now
Yeah.
because mostly because of all the visual aspects. You got so many ideas. I mean, when you write a book, you see it in your head, but when you make a film, you can actually see it on screen.
Okay. Yeah. Uh all the different movies you've done and everything like that, and all the people you've worked with, is there a specific like a specific moment that stands out to you as like, all right, so this is definitely going to be the path I take now?
Um, I think when I made my first attempt, which was one of my books called Morium, I
Yeah.
think that's when the first time I see my characters from a book be on the screen, that really made me go, okay, I really want to be a filmmaker. That was the thing. And then also when I made my first short film, In the Dark, which is also based off another short story I wrote, that kind of solidified I'm making films going forward.
Oh yeah. So with Morium, for those who haven't seen it or read the book, or a story, could you kind of give a little synopsis on that, and just what it was like writing it?
Uh, Writing it, I kind of took it from my own personal experiences of being bullied when I was in high school. And I just had this thought is like, it's been done so many times, it's kind of cliche, but what if bullies got superpowers? But the real question was, what would their morals be? Would they use those powers to get back at the bullies or just kind of contain them? And that was the moral question I was going for.
Okay. Uh, so you've written how many books do you have out now?
Oh boy. between novels and short stories, I would say about nine.
Nine.
Yeah, and that started back. I started writing in 2013, I believe, somewhere
Okay.
around there.
Uh, you also you write for movies too. I mean, pretty much you run the gamut of everything: director, writer. You're an author. Uh, do you see that, like, if you're not writing a book and you're writing a script, do you see that completely different, or is it? Are you just in the mindset, okay, I'm writing a book, but it's really a script?
I would say with Morium, it was more like this is gonna be a movie, and I'm gonna write it as if it would be a movie. But after that, no, I didn't write like I was gonna turn it into a film.
All right,
And like with Morium, that was supposed to be a series, but I kind of stopped it because I didn't feel I had reached the potential to bring that story fully to life. So that's kind of been put on hold to a future date to make that into a feature film.
all right. You've written in another one called Desperate Souls. That's one people can watch online.
Yeah.
Can Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I said yeah.
Oh,
That's actually a short story in an anthology called Splintered Love.
okay.
That was only my 15 pages long, and I turned it into that hour and 45-minute movie.
uh, could you kind of explain the characters in Desperate Souls? Because I think that is one of the ones that and Disremembered are probably two of the most powerhouse ones that people might connect with because of just how it was portrayed.
Yeah, well, Desperate Souls, the main character, Devin, one of them, he's depressed. I mean, he cuts himself to, self harm to like get rid of his depression. And he's down in his dumps. He doesn't feel like he's loved. And along comes Moira, uh, played wonderfully by Angel Bradford. She's a succubus who feeds off this energy. She discovers him. She finds out that he is something that she's been looking for instead of just wandering around the abyss, and they fall in love. But the thing is, it's a tragic ending, and love doesn't really prevail.
Yeah. Uh, so when I watched Disremembered, like the movie had me from beginning to end, but that ending, just by the way they acted it, just by the way the words were said, and how the writing and just like the lighting and everything was going, that ending was probably, at least in my opinion, one of the most heartwarming but yet heart wrenching moments, in my opinion, in cinematic history. And that's not me BSing anybody. That's me being 100% honest. When you were seeing that done, and after everything was like the whole movie was out and everything, what was your thoughts of the ending of that one?
Uh, that ending, I was kind of up in the air on that one. Should I have ended it the way I did in the film, or end it where Samantha gets killed, where she actually dies? And the cast talked about it, and they kind of figured, it'd be a more powerful ending the way it ends in the film. And I went with it, and I agree. It's a lot of people are expecting a different ending, I think, than what they get.
Oh yeah, oh most definitely. Uh, you also did Attack of the Corn Zombies. I'm a zombie freak. I love zombie movies. It was an excellent movie. I liked it.
Thank you.
So writing that, what was going through your mind as you were going like from different characters or different pages to different scenes? What was going through your mind?
Well, I mostly all my films are character-driven films. I mean, it's the characters that bring the film to life, and if you don't care about them, what you really don't care about them. But I wanted to give each one like their own personality and why they're like that. And it was a blast writing because I'm a huge zombie fan myself. I mean, I've seen just about all of them. and I wanted to do a different twist on it. Like corn, you eat bad corn, you turn into a zombie, and you got corn growing out of you. I mean that's different in my opinion, and
Yeah.
it was a blast to write. I mean, it was actually Beth Metcalf that came up with the idea for that film
Oh,
because
okay.
we were filming. It came from somewhere, and we were right next to a cornfield. And she mentioned something about, wow, what if zombies came out of the corn? It's like, click, right in my head. Okay, I think we got something here.
Oh yeah. Uh, so when I had Ann on, I kind of mentioned to her that to me, yeah, albeit a zombie movie, to me it was more like a family oriented movie because like I told her you had mother, daughter, daughter, you had brother, sister, you had mother, daughter. I mean, would you say that writing it you kind of wanted that camaraderie of the cast to actually be like family?
Oh yeah, that's that. When I write, I always want to have, like you said, have that commodity in the film. I mean, you have to make the audience believe and care for the characters. And basically, a lot of the time, most all the time, that commodity is coming from the set itself. I mean, they every time we're on this set, it's like a family, and that just boils right on over to on screen when we actually call action. And I've been really blessed to have worked with some amazing people and been around some like Anne. I mean, she's the glue that holds everything together for Star Productions. And yeah, I've been lucky,
Oh
and
yeah.
I can't say I've been blessed enough with everybody I've worked with.
Oh yeah. You co-direct some of the movies too, like Night of the Dead Sorority Babes with Angel and Disremembered with Angel. Uh, do you guys, when you're directing, co-directing, do you guys like had the same thoughts, and or do you like bounce ideas off of each other and kind of just work cohesively?
We bounce ideas off one another, and we work cohesively. Oh, definitely. I mean, if she comes up with a great idea, I basically go, I love it. Let's go with it.
Uh,
And like Night of the Dead Sorority Babes, I mean, I came up with the idea of like having different color schemes for each death, like in Creepshow. And she was like, "Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's go for it."
uh, uh, I have to say though, and I also told Ann this, my favorite thing was is you made the quiet girl die quietly. And I was like, that to me was just genius. And I mean, was that like something that you really aimed for, or was it just something that kind of happened organically?
It kind of happened organically. I mean, you figure that if she starts screaming, everybody's going to hear her. So I just, make her quiet. So
Oh yeah, and that character was played by Angel, and she does fabulous. I mean, but you had an awesome cast in almost every movie I've seen of yours. Uh, do you draw inspiration from the way that the people are on set before you yell action, or is it just you give them free reign as long as it's kind of like still cohesiveness?
you got that. I give them free reign. I mean, they're the ones who study their characters. They're the ones who read the script. They have to get them down. I just write the words. They're the ones who bring them to life. So I basically go, okay, you play it how you think you should be played. And if I disagree with it, I'll say something. But if not, it's your character. You do with it as you please.
Oh yeah. Was there a specific kill in any of your movies? Any one of them?
Hmm.
Was there a specific kill that stands out to you that's like it was more it exceeded your expectations?
Mm, that's a tough one. I think I might have a couple. I might have a couple of them. I think Beth Metcalf getting your head cut off and disremembered
Oh yeah.
was one of them. No spoilers. Spoiler alert. But Uh, mm, I think Angel's Death, Night of the Dead Sorority Babes, even though it's really simple and not too gory, I like that. Just that little sound of the. Well, again, no spoilers, but one quick scene in Attack of the Corn Zombie when one of the characters has their head stomped on.
Yes. Uh, Going back to Attack of the Corn Zombies, I agree. It was refreshing to see a zombie movie with a different take because I mean, you got your nights, you got your dawns, you got your days, but you don't have your corns.
Right.
You know, so I give you props for that one because it drew me in. I was like, Attack of the Corn Zombies. I have to watch this, and then I was like, I love this movie.
And I,
Right. Oh, go ahead. I'm
when I
sorry.
did it, I really wanted to give it that 70s type vibe, like the old grindhouse. That's why you see the scratches in the film.
Oh yeah.
And even that one cut where it says technical difficulties or something like that.
Oh yeah. Uh, the thing about Attack of the Corn Zombies that kind of surprised me a little bit was the emotion everyone drew from each other as a character. You can tell that the people who played these characters were talking about it behind the scenes. They were talking about it, they were rehearsing all the time. And like the no spoilers, but the mother, daughter, that was to me probably some of the most like organic ways of a family to perish, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah,
know,
I know what you're talking about.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't want to spoil anything, but I think I just did.
And getting back to your point in Attack of the Corn Zombies, there's one scene where Magdalena Conway and Jake Yanko, they were sitting there talking about if they had the weed right
Yeah.
after they get to that one building. That was all improvised.
Oh, that's awesome.
That whole scene was improvised. I just told them, you know what? Just don't think, just talk.
That's awesome. Uh, you also have done a couple other things. You've They came back from somewhere. Can you give a synopsis on that and pretty much just what that was kind of like writing?
That's actually a sequel to It Came Back from Somewhere, which was the first one.
Yep.
Yep. And funny enough, I got that idea from watching Teenagers from Outer Space on Mystery Science Theater 3000. I'm like, you know what? It would be cool to make a movie like this, black and white, filmed like it was in the 50s, bad acting, overacting, bad creatures in suits. And I just typed away. And,
All
and
right.
that was a real fun one to make because you know what? You can have errors in there, like the boom coming down. It's all right. Just leave it in there. They were back there in the days too when that happened.
Oh yeah. Uh, you have five movies in the making right now. Uh, Return of the Corn Zombies is one of them. Without spoiling anything, can you kind of give a brief synopsis about like how the continuation is going to take effect of the original?
That takes place a couple years after attacking the corn zombies, and we follow a group of survivors who are out there just trying to survive, look for food, and they eventually are looking for a place called the Homestead, which is like their salvation. But when they get there, it's not really a salvation at all. There's some stuff going on there that they didn't expect.
All right. You also have the Legend of Tinker Hell.
Oh,
Uh,
that's for next year. Or I haven't started writing it yet, but I'm actually taking down plans of how to map that out.
all right.
So that'll be a horror, obviously.
Oh yeah. Uh, you also have Love Bites.
Right.
Uh,
That's an episode of Split to Love, that series that's on YouTube. We're in its second season now,
all right,
and that'll be the third episode.
all right. But the one that I've seen the most about lately is one called Perfect Soul.
Yeah, that's based off one of my books, and this will be my first full-fledged adaptation from a novel. And I'm really excited about this one. We just shot up some proof of concept scenes, and I'm right in the process of putting those scenes together for our Indiegogo campaign that launches on Friday. But that's a real interesting story. I love that story about a young girl who lives in a small town, with, and it's a small religious town, and they're all about religion, but
Right.
her blood lies somewhere else, and something that happened in the past. I don't want to give too much away, but once she finds out, there's hell to pay.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna be looking out for that one. uh, so if you could give advice to anybody trying to get into any facet of any part of the entertainment, whether it be writing books, scripts, directing, producing, acting, what advice would you give them?
I would say just go for it. So, I mean, if you got a dream to do it, just do it. Don't let anything hold you back. Don't let any obstacles. I mean, nowadays, you can just take your phone and make a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And if you want to write something, my suggestion would be just write. Don't think. Just write it all down, because when you go back to read it and make adjustments, that's when you will make your adjustments.
All
So
right.
don't let anything stand in the way.
All right. Uh, if you could go back in time, is there anything you would do different from the time you started writing books all the way to now?
Uh, Good question. No, I don't think there would be. I really don't think I don't think I'd change anything.
All right. That's that's good because I mean a lot of people probably would say the same, and that means that you're confident in your passion for what you do, and that's respectable. So, uh, what would you tell 10-year-old you back then that you didn't know that you know now?
Hmm. Like before I started writing,
Yeah.
uh, what would I tell myself? I don't know, to be honest with you.
All
I really don't know what I would say to myself.
right.
Uh, I don't know.
Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Uh, is there anything that you would like to say to any of the people that you've worked with, whether it be writers, producers, directors, actors, that you haven't said to them, you know, and kind of like what would you what would be the best way to describe the community you work with personally?
Uh, Awesome, fantastic, amazing. Like I said, Ann Mariner is the one that just keeps everything together. She's the glue. Uh, I mentioned her before, Beth Metcalf. She's been there since the very beginning of Aquastar Within the Dark. And everybody I've worked with, Ashley Hepner, my cinematographer, she's fantastic. And you know what? I'd be here for the next half hour, 45 minutes, thanking everybody I've worked with. But they've all been fantastic. They're all so very talented. And I can't thank them enough for bringing my characters to life. I mean, it means so much to me that they take the passion to work with me and help bring my vision to the screen. I mean, it's amazing. I can never thank them enough.
Oh yeah. Did you want to take a couple minutes to uh, plug your socials and where people could either buy your books or watch your movies?
Uh, my books you can find on Amazon. I'm under S.J. Herman. I think we do have a YouTube channel, Equistar Films. That's where you can find. Uh, I drew a blank. Splintered Love. My other series, YouTube series, Blood Sisters, that will be coming back next year, and a whole boatload of trailers and other fun stuff.
Uh,
And
uh,
social media, we have a Facebook page, Horror Films by Aquastar, and my personal page is SJ Herman on Facebook. And Instagram is Aquastar Films.
all right.
I think that's
Uh,
it.
so, with everything you've done so far, do you feel that you've either wrote your opus or directed your opus, or do you feel that your opus is still out there?
It's still out there. I don't think anybody has like, that's it. That's my definitive film. I know it, but you don't know it because you still have more films to make or more stories to write. So I don't have one yet. I mean, if out of all the films I've done, uh, I can't say my personal because they're all my personal favorites, but just remembered has to stand out. It came from somewhere attacking the corns. Yeah, they're all my favorites.
Uh, there's a moment in time where things just connect. And I think that for most people, it can come either at an early age or at a late age. When do you think that you found your connection to what you're doing now in both being an author and a director? When do you think it connected for you to where you were like, that's what I'm doing? No one's stopping me.
Late. Late. I'm not going to give away my age, but yeah, it was late.
Uh,
Yeah, when I first started writing my first book, yeah, that's when I knew that's what I wanted to do.
uh,
And then
uh,
like any self-published author, it's always a dream to see their books become a film. And that you mean you got a better shot of getting hit by lightning and struck by a comet and winning the lottery at the same time for that to happen. So I just took it upon myself.
uh, is there a character you've written that's kind of like, like a character you've written that's in one of your books that hasn't been put on film yet that you're just waiting and kind of like anticipating on putting in a movie?
Uh, Nikki Strange from Perfect Soul
All right.
and Lexi from Morium.
All right. Uh, so for those who haven't, seen or heard anything about Perfect Soul yet, did you want to kind of name some of the cast that's in that one so then people can know who to really look out for and stuff like that?
Sure. So Perfect Soul, uh, you got Chloe Lutz, who is a fantastic actress, playing the lead of Nikki Strange. Kelsey Ray playing her mother, another awesome actress. Marie Strange and Dan Grogan playing James Strange. And we also have, that's the main cast. And then as the witches, we got Caitlin Skinner, Avery Curtis, and Leah Katrin. Both of those two are just up and coming actresses to keep an eye out for. And we also have Tiffany Saggio, Deacon Walker, and Anne. Anne's going to be in it.
Yep, she plays Madeline Barrett.
Yep, Madeline Barrett. She's the mother of Jake Barrett, who is played by Deacon Walker.
Yeah. Uh, I got the
Walker's spelled out,
IMDb up
I think.
right here.
and,
Uh,
and, and much more. And much, much more.
oh yeah. There's quite a few people in there, which is awesome. So we got about 8 minutes left. What would you say was like? Was there any part of writing or filming that kind of like was a mishap and you had to go back and redo? Was there anything or nothing at all?
Uh, I've never done a reshoot.
Oh, dang.
No, never, because my actors are like scattered all over the place. And we film in Southern Illinois, and I'm way south. And it's hard to get everybody back together to do a reshoot. So whatever we shoot is what I got to work with.
Okay, makes sense. Uh, yeah, it's I, all right. Where would you see yourself in 10 years from now? Where would you like to see yourself 10 years from now?
Actually, seeing my films play regularly in a major theater.
Yeah, it's I mean, independent film has been taking leaps and bounds over the last 5 or 6 years to where now they are literally, I mean, there are some theaters, especially in Imagine theaters, to where they show nothing but independent film.
Mm.
And that's to me that's refreshing because I've said it in a lot of interviews, but Hollywood is Hollywood. To me right now, the meat and potatoes is always going to be independent because you guys are always putting out stuff that again you have passion for and that you love to do.
Right, it's not the same recycled crap over and over again.
Yes,
Like the major Halloween stuff is. I mean, remake after remake. Because they don't have any fresh ideas.
that's very true. Yeah. Like I love the Halloween series, but the last three was kind of like, well, once they
Yeah,
put
we don't talk. Yeah, we don't talk about that. And we don't,
right.
that those last three, man. I don't know.
Oh yeah. Uh, but no, it's been a complete honor and privilege having you on, and I appreciate your time. And anytime I have a guest on NC-17, they have a home here, so you are more than welcome to come on anytime. And I will definitely be reaching out to you when Return of the Corn Zombies comes out, so then we can talk again.
That sounds awesome. Out that should be coming out. It's wrapping up post production now. So hopefully within the next 2, 3 months, it's hitting streaming services.
Okay, sure. Hey, hopefully in May. That's my birthday. That'll be a good birthday present.
There you go.
But it has been a complete honor and privilege. And again, I thank you for coming on. And you're more than welcome on anytime, even if it's just to say you got a booger in your nose.
Well, I don't know if we can make an hour conversation about that, but
That's very true. But no, it
uh,
has been an honor, my friend.
thank you so much for having me on. It's been a pleasure, man.
All right.
Have a
Everybody,
great night.
you too. Everybody
Peace
stay
out.
NC-17.
Bye.